Okay, today we are at the Retro Tiki Lounge, or the Tiki Retro Lounge, or just the Retro Tiki Bar. What are we looking at? Well, I just got this, and sorry if I outdid you. I have a way of doing things lately, and it seems to be working with these old laptops, and got this for a pretty good price. It's the Satellite Pro 400 CDT 8-bit guy. I mention his name once in a while. So this is one of the units you want to have because it has the 640 by 480 screen. I did pre-open this because the way the guy packaged it was foam, and I just don't want foam going everywhere, so you missed out on that wonderful experience of the foam pieces going everywhere. It wasn't the peanuts, but it was actually the it's like foam pieces like he had just stuck in there, which is fun. It survived the trip, so I'm happy about that. I'm always worried something's gonna get cracked on it, and surprisingly the battery does work, and I think he might have charged it up on me. And I did have a BIOS error, a checksum error, and I just reset the BIOS, and well, it was okay. But that's usually indicative of maybe a bad BIOS battery in effect to what that's saying, but it's not a big deal. You just hit the F1 key and you're done. So let's see if I can just power this back off again. I'm not even going to show the screen at this point because this is a cleanup video. And there's the front. You have your speaker, your volume, your side with your two PCMCI cards, your two inputs and outputs for or maybe, I don't know, microphone, and looks like speaker out, power button. There's where you hook your external floppy drive, your serial ports, keyboard, mouse, fan, power, port replicator. You have your I was going to say serial again, but that's a parallel port and VGA port along with the IR port. And on the side is a CD-ROM, which I'm going to try to find the actual, instead of having this, I'm not a big CD-ROM fan, just because I've had so many of them just go bad, but this just, hopefully I'm holding this at the right angle where you can see it, but it just pops right in there and locks in, and there, done. That's easy as that. Is changing out that for the floppy unit if I can find it. And the bottom has got accessible ports for servicing. Of course, you also got your battery, which I cannot remember exactly how to get to the battery on these things. I am totally unsure of it because I will have to check the battery at one point. I did have oh, I remember now. I actually had one of these back in the day. It was the 430, I believe the 435 series CDS, and there's the battery. And it does work, and whew, this thing is filthy. Just touching it is just, it's just grimy. I mean, it had stickers on it. Looks like they tried to clean it off and couldn't figure out how to get it done. So let's just get this cleaned up a little bit real quick. The first thing I'm gonna do is, this is just my WD-40 rag, and I know people say use Goo Gone. I've read the stuff on it, and I can tell you what about the Goo Gone stuff. It works great, but the WD-40, as far as this old stuff, you just spray it on and let it sit and let it do its job. And that marker bit, I guarantee you I will get that off after this stage. But I'm just gonna coat this whole flipping lid with WD-40, and I'm hoping, because it looks like somebody laid into it with some type of scraper unit on this unit, and I'm hoping that that's just showing up while I'm scrubbing it, and it'll eventually disappear. But I can lightly sand that out and get that out. So I'm just going to keep scrubbing this for a while. And you saw the lid when I first started, and I do excuse the light out here right now. It's I just got back from vacation in the mountains of Florida. Well, it's called the Bluffs of Florida, up past Tallahassee. So I was surprised to see this had arrived so quickly and safe. One thing it is missing is the hatch over the some of the ports on the side, but I'm not really worried about that, considering that hatch port was problematic at best. So I'm gonna let this sit for a little while with the WD-40 on it, just kind of soak in, and I am gonna have to give this a light sanding, and I hate to do that, but it's the only way I'm gonna get these. I mean, they really laid into this with some type of you don't do that. If you got stickers on it, just leave it. You're better off selling it. If you don't know how to do it right, then don't fool with stickers and stuff on it. Just leave it. Just leave it and let somebody knows what they're doing. I'm not saying I'm an expert, but now you got scratches over the lid of this thing, and it's going to take forever to get this to make it look just, right. So I'm gonna have to let this sit for a few minutes and I'm probably going to skip the part over. I'm going to skip over a certain section and come back, but I'm basically going to try to get this part clean, and then we'll work on the rest of the laptop and get it done. So that's it for the time being, and we'll move on in just a short second. Okay, so I scrubbed a bit, and please don't leave the protective stickers on stuff when you get it. There's a little plastic clear coating. If you leave it on there, you can literally destroy it. And for some reason, that's since the 1990s that's been on there, and it was just, I'm surprised I got the logo looking as good as I did. And as you can see, that mark is just disappearing with this alcohol. I probably cleaned enough of this fumes from this stuff over the last few months to last me a lifetime, but it cleans everything just really good. The rest of the laptop I looked over real quick. It is not bad at all, so all I'm gonna have to do is just concentrate on this lid and hopefully get this back to its glory. I mean, it was just, oh man, poor thing was really bad. I may start with a magic eraser and then move on to the next phase. So let's just end this portion here. And I mean, I can sit here all day and scrub these marks out, but little magic eraser sometimes works, and sometimes just, I'm gonna have to sand it anyway, so I may just hit it with a sander, because there's just, I'm not sure if you can see it in the camera, but there's just these where they try to get the stickers off. It is just a mess, and I mean, I can feel the gouges in there, and I don't think unless I give it a light sanding, is it gonna totally look the way it's supposed to.